Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to another presentation of the Silent Sports Video Blog. This is episode 331. Today's date is June 11th, 2026. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for your patience. It's been a while. I think it's been a month since I've been live with the sports blog. I even had my episode count wrong. So excuse me for that. Cause I thought this was gonna be episode 332, but it's actually 331. Really, if you go all the way back to the beginning, my count is off because I had um, double parts on some of them. But anyway, 331 this morning. Thank you guys so much. Of course, we're gonna definitely talk about the NBA Finals. Knicks one win away from being your NBA champions. 3-1 lead now over the Spurs, who's just I think they're just young and is showing in this series. Um, the up 29 last night. We definitely gonna get deep into that. That's gonna be mostly what we're gonna talk about today. I'm gonna talk a little baseball first. Look at the current standings. It's been a month since we've been on, so we'll see how much has really changed in a month with the standings, which they have a little bit in certain divisions. And we'll talk just a little bit NFL. I started my NFL roundabout series. Y'all been watching very, very closely. I appreciate you guys so much. We're in week 2 of 8. Um, AFC East, our final team we'll talk about today is the New York Jets. I'll talk about it a little bit here, but then I still do my short on the New York Jets today. And then next week we do the AFC North, which is a good division, one of my favorite divisions because my favorite team is in it, the Baltimore Ravens. So I'm gonna try to be long today. Like I said, apologize for just being ghost pretty much. Been really, really busy with life, with work, trying to find more work. Went on a couple of interviews. Um, like I said, I got well, I promised I was going to announce it in this month. I'm still trying to just wait for one more thing, but it's just something big that's happened in my life. So I'm trying to prepare for. So as far as my game is in another location. So I'm gonna try to get my game back soon, so we can start some more gaming content. Because Call of Duty and Marathon have second seasons, and well, it's the fourth season for Call of Duty, but Marathon is second season. So I really want to get into those games, get into the games that we started. So um, maybe we'll try to get that done soon, at least before the month is over, so we get back to our rotation. We're one subscriber away from 500, which was our goal for a while. So hopefully we'll reach that sometime today or this week or soon. As soon as we do, I will announce it um, on the community wall. Check out my community wall as well. You'll see information there. So I ain't gonna waste no more time because I want to really get to the NBA. Um, we're looking at the American League East in the baseball season. Baseball, of course, is the second, uh, taking a back seat for sure now. Once the NBA Finals is over, baseball get a little bit more shine. But Rays and the Yankees tied um, at the top of the division. Yankees with one more win, but Tampa with one less loss. Tampa though ain't been playing as well as they started on the season. Yankees lost Aaron Judge indefinitely, but they've been playing pretty well of late. So I think it's going to come down to these two teams this year for that division. Toronto, well, everybody else in the division is under 500. Toronto 3 under, Orioles 5 under, and Boston's 12 under. Toronto started to get healthy. I see Max Scherzer's back, so they pitchers started to get healthy. If so, the Blue Jays probably make a push. Um, Orioles, of course, I'm from Baltimore. I follow the Orioles closely. Um, like I said, they're still a young team as well. Um, Shows, they've been up and down all season, but maybe if they hang in there, they can make a push as well. Because the American League is pretty much, other than the Yankees and the Rays, pretty much bunched up. So definitely have a chance for a wild card at minimum. Central, the Chicago White Sox are in first place. The Chicago White Sox, um, I can't pronounce his name, but the Korean hitter that's hitting balls all over the place. Cleveland has controlled the division all year long, but the White Sox have fought them. Minnesota's in third place. Um, Detroit and Kansas City. I think sort of disappointing, especially Detroit. This year we thought they would be a pennant contender. Um, Kansas City as well. You thought they'd be playing better, but they're not. The West, Seattle has finally turned it around. They only 3 games over, but they have first place over the Rangers with 2 games. A's been hanging in there all year, 2.5. Houston still can never count the Astros out, 5.5 back. But all those teams under 500 under the Seattle is the Angels are the Angels for right now. National League, Atlanta Braves, my team, 8 game lead, best record in baseball still. 8 game lead in the division. The Phillies have played very, very well. It's turned their season around. That's the only team I'm nervous about. Washington, young team, trying to figure things out, but I seen them a couple times this year. I liked where they going. They probably going to play well for years to come if they keep that core together. Miami, the Mets, of course, definitely probably the most disappointed team this year, um, as they in last place in the East. Central, Milwaukee Brewers, probably been the hottest team in baseball over the last month or so. Now have a 3 game lead over the St. Louis Cardinals. Pittsburgh Pirates, hanging in there. They beat the Dodgers last night. Um, Cubs thought they'd be better. Cincinnati fell back down to earth as well. They're the only team under 500 in the division. Um, the West, Dodgers, like I said, still the Dodgers division championship to lose. I still think they are the favorites. They has opened up this division now. Padres just fell off. Diamondbacks still trying to hang in there, but they both 7.5, 8.5 games back, respectively. Giants and the Rockies, of course, no surprise for the Rockies that they're out of it pretty much already. 17 back. Um, Giants are 15.5 back. I'm tempted to look at the wild card, but I'm still gonna wait until after the All-Star break to really worry about that because it's probably just congested. Um, and maybe there'll be more separation by then. But pretty much in both leagues, other than the division leaders, especially in the National League, the division leaders got space, but everybody else is congested up. And that American League same way. Everybody pretty much bunched up. So um, get to the All-Star break, we'll see where things go there. Um, and we'll look at this whenever we're on again. All right, so like I said, I already didn't write my notes today, so I'm just pretty much going off the top of my brain. But I can go off the top of my brain about the NBA Finals. We just move on, talk about the NBA Finals. Um, last night game I watched from beginning to end. I think was it game two? Game two. I think game one I watched a lot of, but games 2 and 3 I didn't pretty much watch at all, to be honest. So just watch highlights and other people's opinions on what happened. Um, but the Spurs, man. Well, I'm gonna start with the Knicks first because you got to give the Knicks credit. I know when you down big at any sport, the other team got to sort of give it to you, let you back in the game, which the Spurs definitely did. But the Knicks still, just especially the first half, I just couldn't believe Jalen Brunson like he was having trouble again. None of the role players really did much. Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, didn't really get much from them offensively. Um, the kid Alvarado hit some big shots off the bench in the second half. But the first half, it was pretty much just Jalen Brunson just keeping them alive, and he had to struggle to do that. And OG as well. OG to me, like I said, I know people, and they probably give it to Brunson because he's the best player, and I think he's averaging more points than OG. But OG, without him, the Knicks, this series, I think the Knicks would have pretty much been swept by now. Because the Spurs are pretty much, you can say, I would say they dominated the series because you're down 3-1, so I can't say you dominated the series, but they got off to good starts in all 4 games of this series. Just ain't been able to execute and get the job done. And I think the inexperience, which people was worried about the Spurs even getting out the Western Conference, they thought this would happen sooner. They thought it probably would happen with the Thunder. But I think just their motivation was to get them to get by the Thunder. People thought if Minnesota was more healthy, um, they would have gave them a little bit more of a push as well. But um, the Knicks, man, they just unbelievable. That crowd, which like I said, I watched the Knicks. I've in the '90s when they was consistently good. That Madison Square Garden, it's just not like nothing else. I never been to New York, period, let alone been to a Knicks game. But watch it at home, just feel you could just feel it through the television. That's always been the case in big games. Last night was no different. Even when they got down, the crowd never got completely out. They got a little quieter, but they never got completely out the game. They wasn't going nowhere. If the Knicks was going to lose by 50, they would have stood there the whole time and rooted their team on. But like I said, Jalen Brunson, a lot of credit to him. Um, just kept fighting. Um, And OG, like I said, OG has just been doing everything defensively, offensively, hitting big shots. I think he's shooting 60% from the field and like 40 something from three. So he's been the second guy. Cat, I like how he sort of hung in there. I know he was in foul trouble, but he hit some big shots in the fourth quarter and kept doing his thing. Um, but the Spurs, man, it's just I think the inexperience is hurting them. And I know, I mean, Darren Fox, he getting a lot of heat today, which he should. He made a lot of crucial mistakes, not running the offense. Of course, on the still knitted of the game, he didn't dribble the ball back out, which I really did. That's the one that just makes me scratch my head. Like, why would you try to go for a layup, even if it was open? You're still giving the Knicks a chance to tie the game, with time on the clock. So it just even if you would have made the layup, it's still, the Knicks still had a shot to tie this game. At least run out some clock, get fouled, hit the free throws. And I heard a few experts say, well, maybe Fox got some type of fright at the free throw line. That could be it, or it could just be the moment just got the best of him. And I know he's the oldest on the team, which is crazy because Fox is only 28, so he's sort of still young himself. He got a little bit of playoff experience, but not a lot. So to me, he should be a little bit level-headed than the other players, but he's still out there learning as well. But yeah, he made some big mistakes that cost the Spurs the game, definitely. Wembanyama as well. Wembanyama didn't play that well, um, especially offensively. Like I said, um, and I don't think people said don't shoot the three at all, but I think he needs to develop some type of inside game. I'm not saying it has to be bang, 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 back to the basket per se, but I think you gotta use your. I mean, you're 7'5". You gotta use your height as an advantage on offense. Um, and I just think he also, well, they say it was fatigue because he normally don't play. He played 44 minutes, usually around 30 minutes a game. Um, so they think it's the fatigue. Um, Cornette barely played. I don't know why. Especially when you up, I think you could have gave Wemby a rest, and then if it got close, bring him back in. I know people say that's what should have happened. I think the Spurs showed they was desperate to me, which I guess they was because they down 2-1. But um, I think he kept Wemby in there because he wanted to keep the Knicks at bay, but they still wound up losing this game. I couldn't believe I watched it. I watched the finals probably for the last 30 years, easy, plus 30 years. I don't remember a game like this in the finals. Of course, it was the biggest, let alone finals upset. I mean, finals comeback, but just playoff comeback. Nobody never came back down from 29 points to win a game in the playoffs. Period. So, like I said, I watched it and I couldn't believe it with my eyes. I was kind of shocked. I thought the Spurs were at least. I knew the Knicks was going to make a run. Of course, it always happens. It's the NBA. They're going to make a run, but I didn't think um, it would even get that close. I thought they probably would keep them under, over 10, and then the Spurs was going to pull back away again. But no, the Knicks walked them all the way down. Like I said, the big shots by Brunson. Cat hit a big three. Um, OG, like I said, was just hitting big shots every time he was called upon to do it. Of course, the big tip in. I don't understand even why Wimby is out the perimeter guarding. I think he should have been inside as well. That body would have made a difference, you know. But I think he did alter Brunson's shot. So let's just say, because I think they tried to trap Brunson, and then he took the quick shot. I think if it was Wimby, I think if it was just two regular guards, he would have got a better look. He might have would have made it. You could look at it that way, um, which would have been more devastating because then he would have been down two, even though being down two is not, you still had a shot, but and there would have been more time left on the clock as well. So um, you could look at it so many different ways, but the fact of the matter is, I think the Spurs are just over their heads. Mitch Johnson, I don't know. Like I said, the Dylan Harper situation, I know he's young and a rookie. I get it. I don't know if that's the reason why you just take him out. But I think if he's playing well, you got to ride him. He only missed 3 shots. Only thing with Dylan Harper that's sort of a bugaboo with the turnover. Sometimes he turns the ball over a little bit. Sometimes, but he's just been playing too well for him not to play more. It's just that simple. And Fox, like I said, I think some people I would say too hard on him because he did make some very very huge mistakes. But um, I get it because Fox can get his own shot in isolation. I get that. Better than pretty much anybody. The guards. That's what Fox got advantage of. Um, but and they fell in love with the 3 point shot. That was the issue as well. Man, I know it's a 3 point lead now, and they made pretty much almost all their threes in the first half. But when they not falling, you got to do something else. You can't just keep jacking them up, jacking them up, jacking them up quick early in the shot clock. Not running out no clock at all. Um, I know that's how you got the lead, but um, and I don't want to use the word conservative, but that's how sometimes it's not you know it's good to be conservative. Um, the time is on your side. Use your time. I'm not saying every possession run the clock down to zero and shoot up a ill-advised shot, but make sure you get a good shot. You don't have to, you know, like I didn't understand, which a lot of teams do it now when they roll the ball on the floor, so the time won't run out. I think, well, off the shot clock and get it to pretty much almost the half court. I would have just dribbled the ball up, like use your time. You had time. You had a big lead. I understand it. Um, but yeah, if I had to, of course, Wimbyama, De'Aaron Fox, and the coach Mitch Johnson. If I had to, I gotta put it more on Mitch Johnson just because the team is young. I mean, I know he's a young coach as well, but you gotta settle the storm, man. Like letting them play through without calling timeout. I think that was an issue as well. Just a lot of huge mistakes, and it's not just this game. Like I said, game two, pretty much Spurs could have won all these games. The losing two at home was just bad of itself. You get game three, and then you go up big in this game. You got to close it out. You got to get it done. Now 3-1 lead for the Knicks. Um, I'm happy for the Knicks because, like I said, they ain't won it so long. So it's always good to see a team that haven't won. Their fan base get one. Um, but now game five, and I guess I can't even say this. Normally I would say, let's see how the Spurs start off, if they want this or not. But they start off well in every game this series. So even if they start off good at game five, I don't know if they can close it out. Um, but normally I would say, well, if they really giving up, why win this game? You got to go back to New York. Now it's travel days for the rest of the finals. So, which I think helped the Spurs. I think having 2 days off instead of one is better than just one day off and then playing again. I think they really need to sit and think about it. I think I think even if they don't win this series, I think this experience is going to help them. They're going to be a contender for years. They keep this core together. They just going to everybody just going to get better. I know some people say let Fox go, and I think only why I agree with that because he's still early in his career. He's not coming off the bench. He ain't gonna want to come off the bench. So, but I think Dylan Harper deserves to start. Um, so they're gonna have to do something about that dynamic. Um, but I think the experience is good for them long term. But I don't know if they can use that and get back in the series. But this postseason they was down 3-2 to Oklahoma City. They came back. People doubted them then. Like I said, the Minnesota series, they had control of it, but people really believe if Minnesota was healthy, that would have been a long series as well. So um, they proved that wrong as well. So uh, they played well with their backs against the wall. So Game 5, wouldn't be shocked if they win that. But if I'm the Knicks, and now I'm gonna focus on the Knicks now for a second. If I'm the Knicks, I want to get it over with. I know the fans. I would like to ask a real New York Knicks fan this: would you rather win the championship in Game 5, give it over with, win it then, or risk losing the game, come back to New York for Game 6? Spurs already been through a lot of trauma there, so they're gonna come in confident in that game. I just think the Knicks better not let it get to a Game 7. I think they better finish it in the next two games. If it get to Game 7, I lean back towards the Spurs finishing it off because now the Knicks is like, you know. So I think they should get it done in 5. Don't play around. Get it over with. Get it done with. Um, but definitely Game 6. If the Spurs do win Game 5, they definitely got to win it in Game 6. Don't let it get to Game 7 because then I think New York will be in trouble, in my opinion. So, but congratulations to them. Most likely they'll be your champion. I'll check my schedule next week. I might do a show next week as well. Um, and we'll talk about it. But great game last night. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it myself. But you gotta get the Knicks credit. I give them more credit than the Spurs actually losing the game. I mean, you could probably argue both sides, but the Knicks had to hang in there. Um, and Jalen Brunson, the OG. Like I said, I would give OG the MVP. I just think he's been a little more consistent than Jalen Brunson, but I wouldn't be shocked if Jalen Brunson gets it, especially if he have a good game to close him out. He'll probably get it over OG, but OG definitely deserves a lot of credit. And this Knicks team, it just seems like they destined to do it. Now, the future, like I said, the Spurs' future is bright. You expect them to get back here, but in sports, you just never know. But you expect them to get the Knicks. Some people think even if they win, they need to change some things up. Can't run the same team back again. But I think in the East, um, I think Boston, of course, be your biggest competition still. Uh, I think Cleveland need to make some changes, but they still one of the most talented teams. I like the Raptors. I think they need to add something, but I like how the Raptors played this year. Sixers, you just can't trust them because they're not healthy. I'm tired of the Heat, to be honest. I just tired of them just sleepwalking through the season, and trying to turn it on in the playoffs. Of course, the rumors is for Giannis, either Miami, New York, or Boston. So if we go to one of those teams, that'll definitely flip the scales as well. I think the Bucks, though, we'll find this out in July. I'd be surprised if the Bucks dealt him to somewhere in the East. Because to me, if they do that, I mean they're doing him a favor because he's been with the franchise so long. Other than that, I don't see them doing that. Because if they do, then they basically conceding the next couple of seasons for yourself. So um, it's gonna be interesting, but let's see how long it takes the Knicks to close this out. I think they should go into Game 5 with everything and try to win that game. I wouldn't risk prolonging this series out because even though the Spurs young and they shown they inexperienced, but uh, one of these they're gonna learn something. They're gonna definitely make some changes. Definitely, especially after this loss. So game five gonna be interesting. Saturday night is game five. I try to stay up and watch that game as well. Um, and see if the Knicks can close it out. But what a game, what a collapse by the Spurs though. But it was still a fun game to watch. Um, that third quarter kept me interested because I was going to just go ahead and lay down. My brother I stayed with, he laced. He at the first half, he was like he's done. And let me touch on the officiating real quick. And I think it has been inconsistent. I say that it's been inconsistent. Wemby did get another flagrant, so watch out for that. He gets another one. He's suspended. Um, but I like how he's been fighting back a little bit. But yeah, the what happened? What did he do? Yeah, the elbow to Cat. Um, they call it a flagrant one, even though that was more of a basketball play than like the Nas Reed thing was obvious. The Nas Reed one, and then the Jalen Brunson one he got away with. He probably should have got that one. Um, so the officials, it's like, well, I'm gonna just go off last night's game. I don't know how it's been the whole series really, but it's like at times they was calling, you know, ticky tack fouls, and then at times they was letting them play. So I guess it was hard to adjust to that, how much you can do. So um, they need to tighten it up a little bit, get a little bit more consistent. But no team can't use the excuse. Like when the Knicks lost Game 3, that was the biggest excuse to the officials. No, you gotta, regardless of how it's going, that's something you just gotta play through. Simple as that. And Cat, that's why I respect Cat. His numbers wasn't jumping off the page. The two fouls real early in the game, and that's why this loss is so big for the Spurs as well because everything was working for you and you couldn't take advantage of it. So, all right, but thank you guys. And we're only 30 minutes in almost. Don't got much more to talk about. Like I said, this was a sort of a um, out the blue episode. Like I said, all my stuff is in another location, so I'm just wigging it right now. But I have been doing the NFL roundabout series. We're in week 2. We about to finish off the AFC East. Um, you could go check my shorts. Go to my shorts column here on the channel. I did the NFC East last week. Of course, Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, and Giants. This week it's been the AFC East, so we had Bills. We're doing the Jets today, Patriots, and Dolphins. Like I said, this division, like I said, the Bills, Patriots, of course, getting A.J. Brown. I talked about that. You can go check that out. But I'm going to talk about the Jets today. And all I'm really going to say about the Jets is we'll see what Geno Smith do. I think they hoping Geno Smith can have that season he had in Seattle. Keep them relevant on the offensive side. Garrett Wilson and Bryce Hall, the running back. So 2 weapons there that Geno has at his disposal. Aaron Glenn, we'll see if he learned anything from last year. Head coach, he got a lot of criticism. I think, like I said this about the Dolphins as well. You just want to see a team that fights and don't quit. You definitely want to see the perimeter wins. So that's what I'm pretty much going to touch on. Matter of fact, let me see. I might just go ahead and knock it out now. After I get off here, do that short real quick with the Jets. And then next week, we'll be doing the AFC North, which will be week 3 of our roundabout series. We've done this the last 3 years. So the North, of course, is the Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, and Browns. Interesting division. Steelers, Aaron Rodgers did come back. So we'll see how competitive the Steelers are. The Bengals basically can um, Joe Burrow stay healthy. If so, you expect the Bengals to be irrelevant, and then I mean to be relevant, and then the Ravens, same thing. Can Lamar turn that corner um, and get the Ravens back to their winning ways as well? So, and the Browns, of course, um, the quarterback situation is what it is. Um, so a lot to talk about that division as well. So can't wait to get into that division next week. I'm a Ravens fan, so I'm just excited to talk about that division. What I think to look forward to this season in that division. But I'm gonna do the New York Jets today, probably in about a half hour. You can check that out. You can check out all my shorts. So we'll be done 18. We'll be done a quarter of our roundabout series for 2026. So um, thank you guys so much. Um, so I'm about to wrap this up. Nothing much more to talk about. I know I've been off for a month. Like I said, just been really, really busy. And then, like I said, my location changed again. And my channel location's always changing. Um, but I'm gonna try to get my game back before June is over with. Um, I'm probably just gonna have to do something um, to move it again. So that's why I haven't been doing no gaming content at all. And I just been doing the sports content here and there with the roundabout series. Other than that, um, as you see, nothing much here. But my subscriber crowd still been growing, so I appreciate you guys still summing up to the channel. We're one away from 500, which will start our next phase and our next goals. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, we'll get there before the week is over with. Um, I appreciate you guys so much for your support still hanging in there with me. Like I said, we've been doing this since what? I would say 2017 for us the blog, but I was doing gaming content a little bit before that. I would say 2016. Um, up and down, like I said, been up and down. Like I said, there's been times I've been off for months. So that's why this seems so small, but I do want to get back into my gaming content. Um, so just hanging there with me, just like you guys been doing. We'll start getting consistent again. Like I said, I'm working around a lot of things. Um, well, I guess, basically, because I know you're probably like, what are you talking about? Basically, I got a child on the way. Um, so I've been trying to prepare for that. Um, and that's been it's a new experience for me. Um, my hopefully to be wife. I really care about her. Um, she been under a lot of stress, and she says just been exhausted. So I've been trying to work with that. Um, but I miss her. I mean, she know how much I miss her. So that's been um, a little bit trying for me. Then trying to find this second job has been stressful as well because I want to make sure I'm ready um, to take care of my child. So that's been what's been going on, really. Um, to be honest with you guys. So I've been trying to work around that. So yeah, so I haven't really prioritized the channel like I should because I've been trying to make sure I'm ready for that. So but like I said, a lot of days are like that has happened in my life. But this is a very, very first day for me. I'm excited but afraid at the same time. So that's pretty much um, what's going on behind the scenes, and not to count everything else that's going on um, with work and everything else. So, but like I said, I appreciate you guys. You guys have been hanging in there with me for years. Just continue to hang in there with me. We're gonna have some fun. We got a lot of content coming up, a lot of games. They announced a lot of games for the fall, so I can't wait for that. Um, depending on how things go with this situation. Like I said, I'm gonna try to work. I'm gonna try to do it all. I'm gonna try to still give you guys content. Still be a great father. Um, so um, that's pretty much what that's going on with that. Um, and that's pretty much it today, guys. Let me, uh, like I said, I'm gonna look at this my schedule for next week. I might come on again. As you notice, I uh, haven't been streaming much, haven't been on much. So, man, my man Caper, man, what's up, bro? Yeah, just in time. I was about to shut it down, man. How you doing, man? I don't know if you just heard what I just said, man. I've been busy. I've been going through a lot of stuff, man. But it's good to see you, man. You always been on my always be on my brain, man. But yeah, Fox, he definitely blew that game, man. I don't understand what he was thinking, especially on that steal. Like why? Um, yeah, but yeah, man. Like I said, I'm about to be a father, man. I'm trying to find more work, man. So I got my game somewhere else because I ain't been doing my gaming content. So, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Stacey King. Yeah, I heard about that, man. Yeah, you're a Bulls fan, so yeah. Um, I know that was something um to deal with this week with him. I remember him as a player. That's how. Before I go back to watching the NBA, he was especially on that first Bulls 3P. He was a critical part of that team. Um, but I didn't know he was the commentary, color commentary. So that's what a lot of people when a lot of people was talking about him, they say um, they're gonna miss him calling the Bulls games. They said it's not gonna be the same anymore. Yeah, thanks, man. I don't want to get into details about it. It's been a struggle. Um, the person I'm with, uh, she's sort of, been, uh, it's just she been wanting her space, so I've been trying to give it her space. It's early on. She's about 3 4 months in, uh, I've been stressed out I don't know what to be honest, but I've been trying to be understanding and everything. Yeah, that's what they said during the third rules are. Um, he was, he was a legendary commentator. Um, but yeah, I remember him more as a player when I was young. But yeah, that was a big loss for the sports world this week. Yeah. Talking well, we talked about it probably last time we talked. Like, what you think the Bulls? I don't know. What I wonder what direction the Bulls are going in now. But luckily they're in the East, so you got opportunity to at least be a playoff team in the East always. Uh, I wonder what pick they got in the draft. I don't know. I think they probably do they got a top 10 pick? Do the Bulls got a top 10 pick in the draft? Um, yeah, but they got 4 picks. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, so top 4. Okay, well, yeah, that's good. Well, they could get this draft is kind of deep, so you should be able to get a decent young guy for sure. In this draft. Yeah, so because the Knicks, even though they about to win the championship, um, there's rumors that they will probably still try to go after Giannis. I don't know if that's going to happen for them or not, but I don't think they can run the same team back. I think they're going to have to make some changes. Um, yeah, I like him. Yeah, if y'all get him, I think that'll be a good pick. Um, Cameron Boozer, because it's the other Boozer, he's good, but I think is the one that be the real talented one. But yeah, Yeah, if y'all get him, I like that. I like that pick for sure. Josh Giddey, yeah, and Josh Giddey, I mean, he's played well for you guys. Um, he played well for you guys. I'm not saying build a team around him, but I think, I think you keep him and just try to, try to stay young. Stay as young as. I mean, if you get a veteran, get one. But I would try to build. You know, yeah, I agree with that too. Matters, y'all got the fourth pick, got the 15th. Okay, that's two first rounders. So second round, y'all must got two more picks. But yeah, the fourth, and the 15th, that's not bad. That's not bad to build something on. Yeah, so right. I was just about to bring up the Bears, man. I was just about to bring up the Bears. I was just about to bring them up. I was just about to ask you about your Bears. I think they got to be favorite, at least to win the division coming into the year, because um, uh, Detroit. I think the Lions might have missed their window. I mean, they still going to be good, but I think they missed the opportunity to win to get to the Super Bowl. I think they still going to be a good team, but I think they might have missed their boat. Green Bay to me is still young. I don't know why everybody try to crown the Packers. They okay, but every time I hear these commentators say, "Well, they're a Super Bowl team. They're a Super Bowl team." Jordan Love is good. They got a good young team, but they still young. I think they still learning. I think the Bears are more polished than Green Bay right now, in my opinion. And then Minnesota, we'll see if Kyler Murray wind up being the starter. It's already drama there with him and J.J. McCarthy, but the Vikings, if they get good quarterback play, there'd be something to deal with also. But I think um, right now y'all got to be the favorite to win that division. I trust y'all more than I trust the other three teams. I put it that way. Um, but I don't know if you believe in the man curse, but Caleb Williams on the man cover. Some people don't like that because of the past. What happened to people that get on the man cover? But I'm not one of the people that believe in stuff like that. I think it's more coincidence. I think he's gonna be fine. I think last year, his completion, he got to get his completion percentage up. That's it. If he get his completion, get it to 60 something, he'll be fine. DJ Moore, I think y'all losing DJ Moore, that might hurt a little bit, but I think you guys, to me, y'all the best team in this division right now. I mean, I just don't trust Detroit anymore, and Green Bay to me is still growing a little bit, and then Minnesota, you don't know what they're gonna get with the quarterback situation. So, and I just like y'all coach, man. Like I like him, so I hope not. I hope not. I ain't mean to bring that up, but I just thought I know I see some Bears fans say that they don't like that. Yeah, DJ Moore, he went to the Bills. Yeah, he went to the Bills. They traded him to the Bills, I think. I think they traded him for a couple of draft picks or something. Yeah, so DJ Moore is gone. But they were saying that they wanted the other young guys, the other young receivers to step up. Um, but yeah, DJ Moore, yeah, he went to the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, so which I think is a good move for the Bills because they need a receiver. So yeah, yeah, but yeah, I like the Bears in that division um, over everybody else. But it's a tough division though. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I just trust them more right now. Yeah, yeah, but I can't wait for football season. The NBA about to be over with. I follow baseball a little bit, but I don't start following baseball to the playoffs. Um, I think you told me you're a Cubs fan, right? Over the White Sox. White Sox in first place right now, which is crazy. To think they would be in first place after the seasons they had. The Cubs they last. I think the Cubs they last place in the Central, even though that's division is. No, I think the Reds is. I think they passed Cincinnati. Cincinnati's at last, but yeah. So yeah, man. I'm just glad you got to come through, man. I'm glad I got to talk to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Um, I know you probably busy as well. That's why. Well, I ain't been on here, so I don't know how busy you been. But man, I've been busy, 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 man. Um, but it's always good to talk to you, man. You've been a loyal subscriber. Um, I only need one more for 500 subscribers, so hopefully I get that. Hopefully before the week is over with. Yeah, they is. They is. Okay. But yeah, yeah. I mean, you look at all the teams in Chicago. Like I said, the Bulls. Like I said, they getting young. They about to go into this draft. The Bears are doing very, very well. Oh, what you think about? Oh yeah, about the Bears anyway. What you think about them possibly moving to Indiana? Did you hear about that? Something going on with Soldier Field, and they gonna have to move to Indiana. I think that's crazy. I think they need to find a way to fix that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's politics, but how the heck you gonna be the Chicago Bears player to Indiana? Like that don't make any type of sense. So I know you hot about that. If you heard about that, they need to fix that. Oh, it's the taxes, man. They need to fix that, man. There's no way the Bears should be playing in no Indiana, man. And I'm not even a Bears fan, and it pisses me off. I don't understand that. But I understand it happens. Like look at Oakland. Oakland lost all their teams in California because of the economy there. Now they don't have no teams. Right, the Indiana Bears. Yeah, that's come on, man. Shows you like they need to. I don't. They need to somehow fix it. I don't know how they gonna do it. I'm not. I don't know, but that can't happen. Yeah, Seattle. Even though they about to get a new team. Them in Vegas in the NBA starting in 2 years. So Seattle about to get their team back. Yeah. And I know they're gonna call them the Sonics. I don't think I'd be shocked if they call them anything else. I don't know what the Vegas team will be called yet, but yeah. So they announced that about a month ago that Seattle and Vegas about to get a teams. They're gonna stay in the West, so two teams from the West got to move to the East, which probably gonna be New Orleans and Memphis. Probably go to two teams that's gonna move to the Eastern Conference, which makes sense. Um, so that's the plan for the NBA. I think they're gonna start playing in 2028. So only 2 years away, those two teams will be added. So yeah, they announced that like right when the playoffs were starting. They announced it that they got the expansion with two teams because they want to make it the East and the West even. So the Seattle and the Vegas team comes, they be in the West, and then they're gonna take two teams from the West and move them to the East. Which, like I said, most likely it'd be New Orleans and the Memphis Grizzlies. So yeah, so we'll see what happens with that in 2 years. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, man. It was so good to talk to you, man. You stay safe, man. You keep grinding yourself. Yeah, as far as I know, it's still gonna be. Well, well, it's been rumors about it, them cutting the games down. Right. Because I heard they want to go all the way down to 75. I heard 65. So, we'll see. But now that there's more teams, I don't think. I mean, I don't see how you can cut. Make the games. Make it shorter. So, but yeah, they was talking about all the way to. I think the lowest number I heard was 65. So, which I don't understand it either, because I just don't understand. They say that the technology and uh, knowing how the body works, all that nonsense, is better now than it was in the '90s. So why guys in the '90s played 80 to 82 games every season with no problems? Um, and then the money's going up also. That's why I don't see them cutting no games either. Like, because you're gonna lose money by cutting games. You're losing money. Because you having less games. So yeah, AI, yeah, AI started to get ridiculous when it comes to a lot of things. Like man, I be now this is not sports related, but just you just scrolling through social media, you see how people can just have fake AI pictures, fake AI videos. You don't even know what's real and what's fake anymore. Like AI is really taking over the world. So, but yeah, yeah, for the funny the jokes, yeah. But like when, and I don't want to pick on women, but when women do it, when they, I know how this person really looks, and they do this AI stuff. I'm like, come on, man. Like, yeah. Or if it helps your job, yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, I mean, it's good and bad with everything because just like social media, it's good and bad with social media too. But all that little weird stuff, like you know, yeah, keep the AI out of it. you know, keep it out of it. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, you made my day, man. I was glad. It was a quiet live today. I ain't have a lot of people come through today, but I didn't announce it, so I kind of just went live because I had the time. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that. I think I saw something with like I think SGA was like hugging the ref or something like that, or like it was so weird. I seen a lot of weird stuff with that. I did see some memes with that with OKC with the refs. Um, they try to say the Spurs are getting the ref calls. Well, it's not helping them. They down 3 games to 1. So if they getting the calls, it's not helping. so, but yeah, man, it's always good to hear from you, man. Let me get out of here because I got some things to do, bro. But I appreciate you, man. Until next time, you stay safe. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. Hopefully, I can go live next week. Sometime. My schedule just been up and down, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you for your support. Thank you everybody for your support, bro. Yeah, man, I gotta get that dough, man. Yeah, I gotta get that dough. I had a job. I had a job interview earlier this week, man. They turned me down, man. So that kind of pissed me off. The reasons that they turned me down pissed me off, but um, I gotta just keep my head down and keep trying. That's all. And I find something, before things get hectic here. But thanks, man. Appreciate it, man. I ain't even told a lot of people. I ain't even told some of my family members yet because I'm trying to, cause she don't really want a lot of people knowing yet. So I told some people that are close to me, but like I haven't told a lot of family yet. So, um, but thank you, man. I appreciate you, dog. You always in my thoughts, man. You stay safe, man. Until next time, thank you everybody who did come through. Um, Shout out to my man Caper and everybody who supports the channel. Thank you guys for being patient with me. Like I said, we will get back the ball rolling. Once I get things organized on my end, we'll be back rolling again like we always used to. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Caper, bro. You stay safe, man. I'm out of here. Peace and love, guys. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching. Knicks better end it in game 5, I think, or 6. They may not let it get to 7, though. But I think they will. I think they'll win it at least 6 games, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace and love. I'll see you guys next time.